Fellow tennis nerds, I'm here with Eric Torline. We are reviewing tennis rackets. We're on like the third review, so excuse any kind of mental lapses that might happen during this recording, but we're trying our best. This is a fun one. It's the Khachanov personal test racket. I think a prototype for sure because it has prototype grommets. I did film that a little bit before. Has his personal logo on it. It's Blade V9 cosmetic. It's a Blade Pro, meaning it has the same thickness all across, a little bit different mold than a regular Blade, a little bit usually higher swing weight than a regular Blade 98. He's been using that for many years, but as you might know, this year, or last year actually, 2025, he did switch to the P racket, the P98. 1820 though, still. The fun thing with this one, meaning where the prototype thing comes in, is this is an 1819. I have never in my life neither seen or tried an 1819 Blade Pro. There's 1619, there's 1820, I've tried both. And I do like them a lot, so I'm a Blade Pro fan. So this is the first time we discussed before, like that you actually play a Blade Pro, and you are a Blade fan. Like you used to Blade the V9 98 1619 for a while. Yep. So like first hits, like I mean his spec is pretty balanced. Like if you balance it on the finger, it's gonna be almost like even balanced without an overgrip. It wants to go definitely like for two-handed backhand players. It's a little bit more, logical, I would say. For me, I struggle to generate any kind of like whip on the ball with my one-hander.
Yeah, no, I mean, first impressions, I don't think I ever hit an H22. I've hit a PT 57, but always wanted to hit an H22. And I think it's got similar DNA. Yep. I would say, I've never hit an 1819 though, PT 57, so I don't know if those exist.
I don't think they exist, but they're 1619 they are.
Yeah, but I was actually surprised how much spin you could get with this 1819. I did string it a little bit lower, 48, 47 on the cross, just because it was like, tighter string pattern, so I wanted a little bit lower on the cross.
That was probably a good idea because like the plushness, like generally something I tell you guys out there, especially if you're playing on club level, like intermediate, advanced, whatever, to consider stringing lower. Like just start as low as you can and like try to get your way in there. You might want to start maybe at 48, like we did here, or ish. Yeah. But I think if you can go down to 44 and stuff, you're gonna get comfort, you're gonna get pocketing, like experimenting going a bit lower in your tensions.
Yeah, definitely enhances the dwell time and the ball pocket. I mean, these rackets, H22, PT, are like they're known for their dwell time. Yeah. I mean, the sensation off of it, it's unreal. Yeah. Like for groundies, unreal serve, I think you don't get as much pop, right? Because it just kind of absorbs right here. Yeah. But the pro players, they're like 6'2" on average. They get way more pop than us. So they can use these. We're just mortals over here. But I mean, just off the backhand, I mean, so pure.
Yeah, you smoked some backhands there. I was the ball was really heavy. Like you could feel, like swing weight is not insane because you could swing it, but definitely you feel it's a pro player racket. Like you feel that straight away. Balance and swing weight. I would say it's like definitely 335 to 340. Easily.
Yeah, and, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of lead on the grommet.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, these come in stock like really high, like so 335 probably. So it doesn't need maybe a lot of customization generally. Yeah. Like what happens with these rackets, the kind of old school pro stocks, PTs and Blade Pros, is that like you have a very sweet spot, but it's small. So I mean, when you hit outside of it, it's gonna feel like a little bit jarring. You're not going to get a clean shot, but if you hit the sweet spot, it feels amazing, right? Unreal. That's like, it's very rewarding, and I think that's how pro players can dial in that shot. Like they're obviously hitting thousands of tennis balls like every day. So for them, like having that rewarding sweet spot like builds confidence, builds like a really good timing. So it's something you should try if you haven't tried it. It could be a racket also for club players for sure, because like that sensation is kind of addictive. But obviously, it's not going to be the easiest to play with.
No, I can't. Like, there's no chance I play 5 sets with this thing. I mean,
it's a heavy. It's a bit
of
a log,
little too high, but I will say, it's definitely a fun racket to play with. I used to use the Liquid Metal Prestige, and it's got some kind of, I think,
DNA of that.
DNA of that. But I would say even maybe more plush. I use a Liquid Metal 1820. It's a bit dense, I would say, for
it's a 95,
for a box
so it's
beam.
Not a 98 really. It's a true 95, so that also makes a difference.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, beam width is pretty close to like a stock one, I would say, right? Yeah. Not too different.
And you can buy the Blade Pro like
1620 though. That could be something.
Maybe a little bit more lift on the ball. Yeah, 1819 over 1620. They're both what I call like hybrid patterns, or that fall in between 1619 and 1820, which are the most popular rackets patterns still. But I would say 1620, it's more of an arrow pattern. You're getting a little bit more lift, fewer mains. This one, it's definitely a bit more flat.
Do you think like a 1620 has like a more forgiving response?
I would say overall, yeah. I think
yeah.
1890 is a bit more demanding generally than as it's 1620.
Yeah,
like that's my vibe from testing a lot of different like combinations.
Yeah, I would say like if they were to offer something like this, because I know they have the Pro Room offerings.
Yeah,
like,
you can buy like Tennis Warehouse. You can buy a Blade Pro 1619. I mean, when we went to Indian Wells just last week, they had it in the tent.
Yeah.
It was 1619 though. But they do have 1820, 1619. They don't have this one though, obviously, because I've never seen it. I think it's kind of rare. So
yeah. So I think like a 1620 could be super interesting. Until you hit one, you don't really know what you're gonna get. But in theory, in my mind, like that could be something that'd be really fun to play with.
There's a P racket coming out with a 1620 pattern, a 98 square. So you might want to try that. We've tried that as well, but due to media embargoes, we're keeping our mouths shut. What do you feel about when you were playing with this one, for example, the Blade Pro, which is still popular on tour today?
Yeah, this one I actually enjoyed because this has some weight behind it. So it backs, like the low stiffness is backed up by some plow through because of the weight. So so I actually could play with it decently. But the lack of power means that I'm doing more work with the body, and I have to rotate more. I have to exert more force into the ball, and this leads to less precision, in my opinion. If I have a racket that does a lot on its own, then I can be more precise with the movement. With the good movement, and also with the striking zone. It's more clean, you know. So that's what I figured for me. But it like. Every player is different, but this is why this is what I like when I play with this kind of heavier, because 338 swing weight is pretty like heavy swing weight for a drive, but I like it's kind of still maneuverable, but I can be more precise. I can be solid. I can just get the weight in the ball easily. I don't have to jump into balls or to exert everything I have into the ball. Like every time play 110%. Like an 80% ball is enough to be neutral, that you don't get like hit out of the course, basically. So
yeah, I think this is interesting. I mean, so we see still like players using some form of blade. Many Blade Pros still on tour. It's a very solid racket. It gives you exactly what you put into it, or less. You can argue, but it's if you weigh it up and you manage to swing with it, I think it's a very good racket still. But now you see a trend like with. I mean, you have like Landaluthe now. He was doing really well, beat Khachanov in Miami. But then you have seen also Khachanov, who used to play this racket, and that they're going more towards this one, which is like P98. People call it Python. It's going to be called something else. This is the prototype. And what you get, and this we discussed a little bit, you're getting a bit more. I'm not really allowed to review this racket, and it's also not exactly the retail one. But I also play the retail, and you're not getting loads more than this, but it's a bit more. And that's I guess what, you're not getting aero level, right? Like, but you're getting like a little bit more. What was your feeling like if you just played this side by side kind of?
Yeah, this is like the black one, the prototype is like, this is a modern frame that you can feel. It's a bit stiffer, but it has less weight behind the ball. You get the power from the stiffness more, but it's not like really a crazy step up, and that's why I understand that pros can change or switch quickly to it, because it's not like you're getting 20% more power. It's just a tiny bit more pop on it. If you ask me, I'm not really convinced that this is a competitor to the Aero, for example, or to the Pure Drive when it comes to power level, as it is here as the prototype. I cannot say more than this, but I understand why they're switching, because you get a little bit more. It's more maneuverable as well. So if you're late, if you're getting pushed around, it's easier to get the contact right if the racket is a bit more maneuverable. So I understand why they're switching to these
maybe the aerodynamic properties with the rounded throat and the rounded beam compared to this very boxy beam makes the racket travel also a little bit faster through the air, which if you spec them the same will feel like this one is faster, and you can probably generate a bit more spin, and also with the stiffness you get some pop. Feel wise, I think this wins in every category pretty much in terms of feel, but tennis is not all about feel anymore. You need obviously to get power. We also interesting saw like that, so that's what you're seeing on Pro Tour now. You had Dimitro also trying from Pro Staff to Python, so you're seeing lots and lots of players moving to this new line. And And obviously it's something Wilson want them to do because they're going to do a big release in July, and that's going to, the more players that play with it, the better the racket looks, of course. Korda is playing really well, had a good win against Alcaraz, for example. But then also he could have had a win with maybe the blade on the right day, you know, the blade 18-19. So Khachanov's old pro racket, now he's with the P98 1820, and he's doing really well with that one. So I don't think we'll see him going back to any blade pros or H22s. But that's still a very nice racket and deserves its love, you know. And if you haven't tried one, I really recommend you to.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, I could hit this. But yeah, match play, it's a bit challenging.
You'll probably do your own spec because, like, also like with the weight and balance setup here, it's definitely a little bit more.
I would go more in the handle. Like I would take.
I mean, we put on an overgrip, we have a little bit better, but still, it's a nice sensation even though it's like just a bit heavier stock than
super stable though. Like
super stable.
You just put the racket behind the ball, boom, like you're good. So.
Yeah, it says players for sure. So we liked it. It's not for everyone, but we can see how it would work for Karen Khachanov. But now he's found his new love, so I don't think we'll see him going back to this. But fun to have it, fun to try it. Thanks, Eric, for I don't know how you got the hold of this, but we have our secrets. So if you can try a Blade Pro, do it. If you have tried a Blade Pro, please put your thoughts in the comments. Always fun to hear from you guys as well, your opinions about stuff. Have a nice day, and
don't forget to play tennis.